Good stuff. Okay. Just going to mute. Okay, awesome. Excellent. We're going to have people crawling in, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get started. We have a chat box, and we'll have a little time at the end where we can just tap in, see how we feel, if we have any questions. Welcome to Mindset, Clarity, and Big Goals. Today's 1 hour special is going to help you get unstuck and see really big changes within 24 hours. And that's my big goal promise to you today, is that by the time we're done with this session, and by the time that you implement what I am about to show you, that you are going to see amazing, remarkable changes instantly and over the next 24 hours. This is a powerful system, and I use it all the time, much the same way one would do an oil change or would change different water filters or filters around the house, or even change shoes that are worn out. It's really important once every few months, or depending on how much your workload is, to always go in and do a mental reset. I'll show you how powerful this process is, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your goals and how you will achieve them this year, and how you will definitely achieve them by following the practices that I lay out for you. Now, this video complements the 7 Weeks to Freedom online coaching program, and it complements the mindset and vision stuff. So when you're working through that module, this is actually going to really make what you do here extremely powerful. And you can obviously log into that course by following this URL here, and then going on and registering an account or logging in. Either way, this is powerful stuff that can be done with or without the course, but it's really just supposed to complement what you're already going to be learning. So this is what you're going to shift today. The mental images that keep you stuck and unproductive, that is going to go today. Also, this is what you're going to learn today. How goals and achieving goals for sustainable success, how they actually work. And this is really incredible, because if you're to make any moves, and if you're to see and realize your goals for 2018, your big, big, beautiful goals, then what you're going to get here today is definitely going to help you achieve that. So I am Julia Katsivo. I am a focus coach and a motivational speaker, also the founder of a couple of companies here. And this is primarily for the Julia Katsivo company coaching that I am doing this session for. Now we're going to dive in. And this is what we're doing throughout for the next little while. We're going to be working on blank paper and pen, or you can use different colored pens. Now we use paper and pen because something takes place with our mind, our memory, and our whole state of being when we write out with paper and pen, rather than when we type into electronic devices, or when we use sliding electronic devices, anything that doesn't involve literally writing out. So paper and pen, please. Also, we're going to need a couple of Post-it notes and a marker, or different colored markers. I like different colored stuff, different colored pens, different colored markers, different colored Post-it notes, different colored paper. That's what I like. I'd say more importantly, you will need an open mind and a deep desire to succeed. So for most of the people that I speak with, their primary goal is to leave their job as much as it serves them, so that they can do something else. Obviously, there are things in between that need to get done, or they would have made that leap. You'll find that a lot of it is mental. And so what we're going to do starting the next few minutes is really, really, really going to help with that. Now, immediately, without wasting your time, I'm going to perform a mental shift here, a mindset shift. So we're going to take where you are right now and where you want to go, and we're going to bridge that gap, right? How I will do this is by working on your current mental picture, and I will replace that with a new mental picture of what you want. And I'll do it in a way that is lasting, that is impacting, and that has immediate changes and changes that you will continue to see over the next 24 hours. So how does that promise sound to you today? Good, okay. We're going to have some background music here to help us out, but this is now where I need you to take your blank piece of paper and your pen and to give me your full attention. So this is how this is going to work best for you, is if you just take this moment and really imagine that you're doing this for yourself, for your future. And so I'm asking you to do something that's not maybe within your realm of everyday occurrences. For example, if you're logical, you may prefer to think things out. If you are abstract, you may perhaps prefer to paint or to draw or to create something that represents how you feel and work through that. What I am doing is a deep dive into your mind, and I'm changing the picture that you have. We see our thoughts in images. So anytime you have a thought, as much as you may imagine that you hear it, you see the thought. Whenever you think about something that you're looking forward to, a mental picture comes up of what you're looking forward to. When you think of something that you fear, so for example, if it's a Sunday night and you dread Monday morning, a mental picture will come up of what your Monday morning looks like and feels like. What we want to do is go in and change these mental pictures, and we want to make it into alignment with your thoughts. So the reason we're stuck is because what we believe and what we think, they're not in alignment. What we want and what we believe are not in alignment. And so over the next little while, I'm going to really go in, dig in, and take care of that for you, okay? Excellent. Now on your blank piece of paper at the very top where you put your heading, I want you to write your big goal. I want you to write the one big thing that you've been trying to do for the last little while. It's just not working out. You don't even know if you're going to reach it. It's something that you aspire to and you work toward, but it seems to be going farther and farther away. And in fact, when you look at your current reality, all you see is the complete opposite of what you're working toward. Things don't seem to be moving fast enough or well enough. Maybe you're taking all the right steps or doing what you think you should be doing. And instead of seeing progress, instead, all you see is just disaster. I want you to take that big goal, and I use caps lock for this because if it were a small goal, there would be no reason to write it down. Don't write something that you know you can achieve easily without having to stretch yourself. Write down the one goal that stays on your mind that you desire more than anything to fulfill. And then what we're going to do on the right side of your paper, I want you to write down how you feel about your current situation. Now, this isn't the time for PR moments to say how great you feel, or this is the time to really, we want to take care of the part of you that's stuck. So give me the part that's stuck. That's what you want to write down, are the stuck feelings. How do you feel about that goal, about reaching that goal, about all your efforts so far? Looking at the feelings that you've put down, I'd like you to pull out the one dominant thought that you have. And again, on the left side of the page, right below your description of the feelings, I'd like you to put down that one dominant thought. Next, I'd like you to put an equal sign right after your dominant thought. So on the same line, I'd like you to put an equal sign. And on the right side of your page, I'd like you to write down what your current reality is. That is just what is not happening for you. If you fill this out right, at the very top of the page, we have your big goal, and it's big. On the left side of the page, you've written down your stuck feelings, your dominant thought. We have an equal sign next to your dominant thought, and you've written down your current reality. I'd like you to look at this. Should be just a one-liner. If you get really clear on what the dominant thought is and what the current reality is, it should just take one line on your page. And I'd like you to look at this and see that right now for you, it is true. This is how you feel, and these are the results that you're getting right now. Now, don't be afraid of them and of what you've written and of how you feel, because I'm going to take you a little bit deeper and we're going to pull out the mental image that's associated with your thoughts and that affect your reality, that produce the reality that you currently hold, that you're not too happy about. And we're going to change that. I promise you we will change that. So this is a really good exercise to get really honest with yourself and to be truthful about the areas in which you are completely stuck, so that we can do a shift that is impacting, lasting, immediate, and will get you the results that you want. Right now, we have a thought that gives us a reality that has nothing to do with our big goal. And you can see this because you've written it out for yourself. Next, I want you to look at that dominant thought and then write down on the left side of the page what image comes to mind when you think about your efforts and your results. What picture do you see? Where are you? If it's business, what's going on around you? Are there other people in your mental picture? What are they doing? What are you doing? Is there any conversation that takes place? Are you looking up or down? Are you standing or are you seated? Are you surrounded or are you alone? Think about your stuck situation, how you feel about this situation. Write down everything that you see in your mind's eye that relates to this moment right here. And also write down how you feel. We're going to take a step back and look at the description of the mental picture that we've written down. What does it tell you? What does that picture tell you about how you feel? About how you feel about your goals, about your life right now, about your efforts, about your results. And you should start to see where the problem lies. You should start to see what you can change about your picture. If, as an example, your goal is to get clients and you're not getting clients, in your mental picture, there should be very little interaction between you and others, which in reality will lead to you not having any communication with others, and therefore no one will buy. You should start to see if you're smiling or not in your picture, if you're surrounded or not. Pick out all the elements in your current mental picture that you know are not good, do not serve you, will not give you the results that you want. And on the left side of your page, I'd like you to write down some of the revelations that you have seen so far or discovered or uncovered from this exercise before we move on to implanting a new image? What jumps out at you? And where you write your revelations, this is what we're going to do now. Take a brief description of your stuck image. Write that on the left side. Write the equal sign. And on the right side, write down the revelation that jumps out at you. This shows you what image is bringing you what result. So how do we change this? I want you to go back to the top of your page where you have your big goal. And the big goal is a big goal. Look at that big goal. And then go back to the bottom of your page or wherever you are on your page and start writing down how you would go about accomplishing that goal. Break it down into small pieces. Whatever that goal is, how would you go about accomplishing it? Write down all the ways that come to mind. Pull out a calculator if need be. How would you accomplish your big goal? Break down all the detail, all the small details. You are wise. You know what you need to do. This is where you write down what you would do to accomplish your big goal. And now it's time to see this image in your mind. It has already started when you were writing down how you would accomplish your goal. Start to see it. One of the ways in which I use and works really well for me is pacing. So for example, right now, you'd get up and pace around the room, imagining what you've written down. Imagine yourself doing the small tasks that you put down, working on those details that you put down. Imagine the people that you're connecting with. What are you doing? Are you standing? Are you sitting? Are you smiling? Are you laughing? Do your eyes sparkle? Are you talking to people? Are people talking to you? Imagine them trading with you. Imagine them handing you money and you handing them finished products. Imagine you handing them the things that make their heart swell and see the joy on their faces. Imagine all these people surrounding you and they're speaking with each other and they're facing each other and you're not alone. And if you find yourself outside the circle, look around and see even more people. Imagine yourself going to people, reaching out your hand to them. Imagine yourself drawing in people into a circle. Imagine yourself being appreciated and loved, accepted, rewarded. Imagine achieving that goal. Imagine the steps to achieving that goal. Imagine the small tasks. What are you doing? Where are your fingers? Are you seated? Are you turning around? Are you walking? How do you feel? And what's going on with you right now? Are you smiling? Are you crying tears of joy? What is the thought that comes to mind? I'd like you to write down the thought that comes to mind. The thought that comes to mind, it will be pretty much the direct opposite of the dominant thought that you started out with. The thought that comes to mind is positive. It's definitive. It's decisive. It's done. It's empowering. It's enriching. It's fulfilling. The thought that comes to mind right now, using your marker or the colored markers, I am a colored marker person. Write down on several Post-its the new thought. And you're going to put that Post-it on your laptop or your desktop computer or your dominant electronic that you use. You're going to put a Post-it with that dominant thought above and ahead where maybe your calendar is. A place where whenever you look up, you will see this Post-it with a new thought. You will place the Post-it note in your bathroom or in your bedroom on the wall. You will put it at a place where you look up or when you turn instinctively because you are ritualistic and made up of habits, you will see your dominant thought, your new dominant thought, your new thought that will create the reality that you want. Now, this thought, I want you to say it over and over again like a mantra for the next few minutes. You don't have to force it. Do not force yourself to believe it. All I want you to do is just repeat it over and over and listen to yourself as you say it with no pressure. Just say it over and over. Listen to yourself as you say it and feel that smile because it is an empowering thought. And feel the possibilities that it presents to you because it is an enriching thought. And feel the lightness that it presents because it is an amazing, life-giving thought. And say it over and again for the next few minutes while you think about the image that you have just created, the image that is beautiful, that supports this new thought. Take your time and steep yourself in it. You can close your eyes or you can pace around. Enjoy this new thought and say it over and again. When we're done with this session, I'd like you to take your new thought and say it over and again for about half an hour. Play with it, feel it, play with it, enjoy it, and let it take hold. Now, you don't want to hold this off. You don't want to wait. You don't want to do this because right now it's fresh. You've just turned over the soil. We've planted in some seeds and you want to take care of this now because I promised you change immediately and within the next 24 hours. That will happen when you do this. So when we're done in the next little while, You will take another half hour to just say that new thought over and again for half an hour. And after that, throughout the rest of the day and the evening, you will continue to say this new thought. And because you placed it on post-it notes, and because you have a plan that you've written down, the one that you broke down, you're going to write that out on a huge chart and put it up where you can see it, because you've broken down how you're going to achieve your big goal. And you're going to add your dominant thought to it, so that when you look on your wall, you will see your dominant new thought, you will see your big goal, and you have the steps. Say this new dominant thought over and again. You know that this has taken root when tomorrow morning you wake up and it is the first thing that you think. Say it again several times and continue to say it for the next few hours after that. Say it all the time to yourself, out loud, before you go to bed. Immediately, this is what will happen. You feel new, you feel refreshed, and you feel that your big goal is possible. And you know that you're going to take the steps that you have outlined, and that you have this new thought and this new image, and it is empowering and is in alignment and it feels good. This is the mental shift, the mindset shift that we had to take care of immediately, so that you're in a really good place, so that we are ready to keep going. And now I can go on to the next part, which is the goal setting and achieving. What I'm going to share here with you is why most goals are never achieved. So those really awesome goals that you set for yourself, but you find yourself still stuck there, no matter what steps you take or what you try, I will let you know why they are not achieved, why they're never achieved. And also what the goal setting and achieving process looks like. It's incredible. And once you are in tune with this, you will go easier on yourself, be more appreciative of the journey. But again, the most important part for me here today was to really help you shift that mental image that you have, get rid of the old one that's blocked up, and now we have this new one that when you think back to your problems really shouldn't feature. Instead, we have the uplifting, amazing, new thought, new image to go with it. And here's the incredible thing. If you have any doubt that your reality will change, I want you to go back to what you wrote and look at where you had your stuck thought equals and that reality. Do you see that? Those stuck thoughts resulted in that reality. You have to know that your new thought is going to result in your new reality. And you can take great comfort in that, in knowing that you've given yourself an amazing new thought that is in alignment with who you are, how you are, your vision, your goals, what you want to achieve. You're very excited, and you're going to keep working on this image, and you're going to be working on your thoughts. Now, how do we cement this and make this permanent? It'll be through the actions that you take. And you know the actions to take because you broke it down. We've already taken care of your goals, how you will achieve them. We've set up your new thoughts, empowering thoughts, and the mental image that will help you. Now, the reason why goals are never achieved is because of the misalignment between what we think, how we feel, and the actual goal. The misalignment falls into this space that we don't really believe that we can do it. And the belief is so powerful, it drives actions, it drives thoughts, it drives outcomes. The other thing that we tend to forget is that goal setting and achieving is a process. Think about something that you mastered a while ago. It could have been education, it could have been your job, it could have been an experience. Remember how hard it was in the beginning to understand or get some concepts. What we forget is that up until mastery, we go through a trial and error period where we have a goal and we try different things to achieve it and we fail. And we try and we fail. And we try and we fail. And we try and we fail. At some point, through persistence, through hard work, through continuous learning, we try and then we succeed. And once we succeed, we only get better at it, which then turns that new skill or experience or relationship into something easy and fun and repeatable. But in every process, we have that initial stage, which can take, if you look at a line, if you draw a line and you say point A and point B, that initial stage will take anywhere from a quarter to the 3/4 mark of trial and error. Trial and fail. Try, fail. Try, fail. Try, fail. And then try, succeed. Somewhere along that journey, we forget because failure is painful. Feeling lost is painful. Being stuck is painful. Not knowing what is wrong is painful. And it takes a hit on the ego, on the self-esteem, and more importantly, on the self-confidence. And when these feelings are not cleared out, you continue to try and fail while simultaneously adding on to the ill feelings. And the ill feelings basically have a language of their own that say, we try and we fail, we don't succeed. And that becomes the underlying message that drives you. And then eventually you stop. But if you get into the habit of resetting your mental pictures as often as you change filters in the house or water filters or perform an oil change, if you use this process that I've shown you and reset mental pictures often, then you find that you clear yourself up and you get that clarity that you need to move on with your steps. You already know how to achieve your goals. You do. But sometimes you need maybe a plan or a structure, and that's where other people come in. Most times, you just need clarity. Now, the good news is that this recording is available on the Learning Corner. So when you go into the mindset module in any one of the programs, especially the 7 Weeks to Freedom, the ones that you're taking right now, this will be there for you. So when you need to go through the process again, you're going to have this to help you out, this video. So again, I've shown you today how to get that new dominant thought, but I'm going to need you to have that continuous action so that that new dominant thought takes hold, and so that it's really deeply rooted in you, so that it continues to be in alignment with the rest of you, so that you can have a really strong connection to it. And the other thing is, you now know the steps to take to achieve your goal. You've written them down, you're looking at them. I'll tell you, the number one reason I've been able to do so much in such a relatively short time is because I am the queen of instant and continuous action. I am constantly moving. Now, it's very important to take that time to clear your mental picture, to really tap in and do the work to make sure that you're in alignment as you keep moving. But it must be deliberate, as it was in this session. It must have an ultimate goal. And our goal here is to move forward in our business so that you can leave that 9 to 5, so that you can be successful in your business, so that you can reach your goals, so that you can have that fulfillment in your relationship, so that you can find that relationship, whatever that is, whatever that big goal in caps lock is. We got to keep it moving. Instant, continuous action. I want you to remember what I just told you about the journey, where the first quarter up until the last quarter is 80% of trying and failing. When you accept this, when you accept that you are in a process, and that the more you try and fail, the closer you get to trying and succeeding, the easier you are with yourself and the rest of humanity. Do not let outside and external forces pressure you into thinking that you have to get this today and right now. It won't work. No matter your situation, understand that you're in a process. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And that the quickest way to get to your success line is the instant and continuous action, is working on your steps every single day, knowing that you will fail at most of them, but that does not preclude you from persistence and constant action. Now, the constant action must be specifically to the tasks that you wrote out. What you wrote out here today, that's your game plan. That's your blueprint. You must honor that. Do not change that. Do not change your mind about those steps. Do not change your ways. Work every day diligently towards those steps. It doesn't matter what yesterday's results were. You have this new empowering thought that you will say over and again, and you will not care. All that matters is that you do your part. And your part are the small steps, the ones you've outlined that will help you realize your big goals.